Welcome to our TechSphere podcast. Today we're diving deep into ex-Google officer finally speaks out on the dangers of AI. Thanks for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share with friends. AI is seriously the hottest topic right now, and for good reason. Every day it's like, boom, some new breakthrough, and with it, boom, a new wave of warnings about what it all means. So today we're going to deep dive into this fascinating interview with Gawdat.
Yeah, Gawdat.
The former chief business officer of Google X.
Wow, Google X.
He was on this podcast called The Diary of a CEO. And this guy, trust me, he's got some serious insights. He was right there, like front row seat to AI development. And he's got some things to say about where this tech is going and whether we're ready for it, you know?
Yeah, what's really interesting about Gawdat is he's not just, throwing around buzzwords. He was at Google X,
Right.
which is all about like the bleeding edge of innovation. So he really gets how AI is evolving, not just the tech itself, but the whole economic and geopolitical landscape pushing it forward at this crazy pace.
And that's where it starts to get a little, unsettling. He talks about these inevitables, about the future of AI. And the first one is just that this train has left the station. We can't stop it.
Right, exactly.
No stopping it.
He compares it to the prisoner's dilemma. For those who haven't heard of it, it's this classic game theory thing where two people, looking out for themselves, they end up worse off than if they had worked together.
Oh, interesting.
So Gawdat says, with AI, it's like a global prisoner's dilemma is playing out.
Ooh, that's a good way to put it.
Every company, every country, they're all terrified of being left behind in this AI race.
Right.
They're pouring billions into research and development. No one wants to be the one to hit the brakes, even if they're a little worried about what could happen.
So it's that fear of being left behind that's pushing this whole thing forward toward a more and more powerful AI. Makes you wonder if anyone's really thinking about the long game, like ethics and stuff.
And that's exactly what Gawdat is saying. We're so focused on the what of AI that we're forgetting the why and the how.
Right.
We're creating this incredibly powerful technology, but do we even understand how it could impact society, the economy, even what it means to be human?
It's a big question.
It is.
And then his second inevitable, this is where it starts to feel like, a sci-fi movie.
Oh, yeah.
He says AI is going to become super intelligent.
Super intelligent.
And he doesn't just mean a little bit smarter. He means way beyond anything we can even understand right now.
Yeah.
He even compares ChatGPT to having an IQ like Einstein.
It's wild. Right? And that's just ChatGPT, baby ChatGPT.
Yeah.
AI is learning and evolving so fast. Experts are saying it's just a matter of time before AI is way smarter than us, mind-bogglingly smarter.
Okay, now my head's spinning.
I know, it's a lot.
If the experts who are building this stuff can barely wrap their heads around it, how are we, regular people, supposed to control it? How do we even talk about the ethics of something we don't even get?
That's a really good question. I mean, we're essentially creating something that could outthink us, outmaneuver us, maybe even outlive us.
Yeah, that's a little creepy.
It is.
Okay, so that brings us to Gawdat's third inevitable. AI is going to disrupt everything. Life as we know it.
Life as we know it, disrupted.
He paints this picture of a world where AI is just everywhere, in everything. Even gives this example of musicians like Drake.
Oh, yeah.
Saying that with AI, you could have a Drake concert without Drake even being there.
Think about it. Holograms, AI-generated music, lyrics, the tech is already here.
Right.
And it's only going to get better. So it makes you think, what happens to creativity?
Yeah.
The value of human expression? What even is art anymore?
If a machine can make a song that sounds exactly like Drake, what does that mean for musicians, for artists, for originality?
That's a good question. And a tough one.
It's like AI is forcing us to look in the mirror and ask, what does it even mean to be human? If intelligence isn't what makes us special, then what does? What's our role in a world where machines can do so much better than us?
That's a big question. Gawdat thinks that in a world where AI can do almost everything for us, the things that make us human, like our emotions, relationships, love, compassion, those become even more important.
I like that. So maybe, just maybe, the rise of AI is a chance for us to reevaluate our priorities, to focus on the things that really matter.
It's not about rejecting technology. It's about being mindful.
Yeah.
Approaching AI with a clear understanding of what it can do, both good and bad.
And one of those bad things, as Gawdat points out, is that AI could make inequality even worse. We already have this gap between the haves and the have-nots. and AI could make it a chasm.
Right. He's talking about the people who own and control the AI, the people who know how to use it. They're going to benefit the most.
Of course.
But what about everyone else?
Yeah, what about everyone else?
It could create this two-tiered society where if you don't have access to AI or the skills to use it, you're just left behind.
It's like a digital divide on steroids.
It is. And it's a reminder that the benefits of AI aren't going to be shared equally unless we really try.
Unless we really try.
We have to be very intentional about how we develop and use this technology.
So, okay, we've got these three inevitables. AI development, unstoppable. AI will become super intelligent. AI will disrupt life as we know it. And on top of that, AI could make our social and economic problems even worse.
It's heavy stuff, I know.
It is. It's heavy stuff.
But the good news is Gawdat doesn't think we're helpless.
Okay, good.
He thinks we can shape the future of AI, but we have to act now.
Okay, so let's talk about that. What does action look like? Where do we even begin? He's got some advice, right? For investors, developers, governments, and even everyday people.
Absolutely. He lays out some actionable steps for different groups, which is really helpful.
Okay, I like it.
We'll get into that in the next part of our deep dive. But before we do, what are your thoughts so far? What's sticking with you? What questions are popping up in your mind?
Yeah, we want to hear from you. What are your biggest concerns about AI? And what are you most excited about? Let us know.
So about those actionable steps, Gawdat believes we can shape AI's future, but stresses we need to act fast.
Right, action. But like, what kind of action? Where do we even start? He gives some pretty specific advice.
He does. He starts with investors and business leaders,
Okay.
saying they need to put ethical AI development above quick profits. It's about investing in companies and projects that use AI for good, solving real problems responsibly.
Like that toothbrush test Google used to have.
Yeah.
If you don't see yourself using it twice a day, it's probably not worth it. Seems like Gawdat's saying we need that for AI too. Not just what we can do, but what's actually good for us.
Exactly. He says investing in ethical AI isn't just, the right thing. It's smart business, too. Yeah. If people trust AI, if it actually helps them,
right,
then the money will follow.
He's tough on developers, too, right? Doesn't let them off easy.
No, not at all. He challenges them to really think about the ethics of what they're building.
Mm-hmm.
He says, if you're working on something that could be harmful, you have a choice. Try to steer it in a good direction or walk away.
Wow.
He knows it's a tough choice, but he thinks developers have this moral obligation to wrestle with it.
It's a powerful message.
It is.
They're the ones on the front lines. They have the power to make these decisions.
And then there's the role of government. Gawdat says they need to step up and regulate AI.
Yeah.
He even suggests, get this, taxing AI businesses way more than regular ones.
Whoa, that's a bold move.
Mm-hmm.
But he has a point. We need to slow this train down a little bit, at least till we understand the risks better. And then use that tax money for things like universal basic income. Maybe that helps with the job losses AI will probably cause.
Exactly. He's not anti-AI, but he gets that it could create some big problems for society.
You're sure?
Problems that need, creative solutions.
But okay, what about us regular folks? What can we do in this AI world that's coming at us so fast?
He says it's about the choices we make.
Okay.
Being mindful of how we use AI.
All right.
Support companies that share our values, the ones that put people first, not just profits.
Yeah.
And be aware of how AI can manipulate us, like how it can influence what we think and do.
That's a good point. It's easy to get caught up in the hype, like AI is going to fix everything. But it's a tool. And like any tool,
right,
can be used in good ways and bad ways.
Exactly.
It's on us to make sure it's used for good.
He also reminds us to focus on real human connection.
Yeah.
In this world that's getting more and more digital, more automated, our relationships with each other are more important than ever.
I like that.
Build strong communities, invest in your family and friends, find meaning outside of technology.
It's almost like back to basics.
It is.
Remembering what's truly important, the things AI can't take away.
The things that make us human.
He even says maybe slowing down this tech train wouldn't be so bad.
It's a radical idea.
It is, but I think he's pushing us to think differently about how we relate to technology. Do we want to be controlled by our gadgets or use them to make us better, more human?
That's the question we all need to be asking ourselves.
It is.
And it's not easy.
Not easy at all.
But that's what makes it so interesting, right? It makes us confront what we believe, think about what matters most, and what kind of future we actually want.
So Where does all this leave us? Are we doomed to be ruled by robots? Or can we find a way to live with AI, even work together, build a future where both humans and AI can thrive? What do you think? What really stuck with you from what Gawdat had to say?
It's complicated, no easy answers, but the big takeaway for me is we have a choice in all this.
We do.
We're not just along for the ride.
Right.
We have a say, we have a voice, and we have to use them.
Wow, we've covered a lot in this deep dive. It's been, I don't know, intense, but good, thought-provoking. One thing that stuck out to me is how Gawdat keeps coming back to like what makes us human, even with all this AI stuff happening.
It is a powerful message. He's saying that as AI gets smarter, as it starts doing things we thought only humans could do, our values, emotions, our ability to love and care for each other, that becomes even more important.
He makes this comparison to like the Copernican revolution. Remember that?
Yeah.
People thought Earth was the center of everything. Then Copernicus comes along and says, nope, we're just one planet going around the sun.
Right. Totally changed how we saw ourselves in the universe.
Yeah. Gawdat's saying AI is doing that now, making us rethink what it means to be human when intelligence isn't just our thing anymore. It's a little scary, but kind of exciting too,
It is, definitely. Like, AI is holding up this mirror, making us ask these huge questions. What is intelligence? What's creativity? What does it mean to be alive? These are questions philosophers have thought about forever, but AI makes them feel real, urgent.
Yeah, totally. And maybe, just maybe, this whole AI thing is what we needed to rediscover what truly makes us human, the stuff algorithms can't copy. Gawdat talks about living in the moment, appreciating the world around us. Like in this tech-heavy world, it's even more important to have that sense of wonder, gratitude, connection to something bigger.
He's right.
He even says, and this is wild, maybe we need to slow down a little bit. Like pause, think about where we're going, make sure we're building a future that matches what we believe in,
It's radical, for sure.
It is, but I think he's challenging us. Like, what's our relationship with technology supposed to be? Are we slaves to gadgets, or can we use them to make us, well, more human, not less?
That's the big question, isn't it?
So big question for everyone listening. What do you think? As we wrap up this deep dive into AI, I'm feeling a mix of, urgency, but also possibility. We're at this turning point, and the choices we make now, they really matter.
They do.
Yeah.
But I'm hopeful, too. The future of AI, it's not set in stone. We get to decide what role it plays in our lives, our society, our whole world. And that's a responsibility I'm ready for.
Me too. Thanks for being on this journey with us. It's been great exploring these ideas together.
Keep the conversation going, everyone. Share your thoughts, questions, worries, hopes, all of it. Let's learn from each other, push each other to think, and work together to build a future where tech helps us, not the other way around.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Until next time, folks.